Ever wondered why your plants lean towards the light? It's as if they're reaching out, seeking something vital, something indispensable. It's sunlight, the lifeblood of our green friends. This radiant energy fuels their growth, their very existence. But how does sunlight work its magic? And how can we, as plant parents, ensure our leafy charges get the right amount of light they need? Today we will unravel the mystery of plants and sunlight. All living things need energy to grow, and plants are no exception. Now let's think about this for a moment. What's the primary source of energy for plants? That's right, sunlight. But how do these green wonders convert sunlight into energy? This fascinating process is called photosynthesis. Imagine sunlight as a food delivery service for plants. The sunlight, composed of packets of energy called photons, knocks on the leaves' door, so to speak. The leaves, acting like a chef, take these photons and prepare a special dish. They mix it with water and carbon dioxide, ingredients they've collected from the roots in the air. This mixture is then cooked up in a complicated cellular kitchen known as the chloroplast. The result? Glucose, a form of sugar that plants use as energy. But the plants don't keep all this energy to themselves. They also release oxygen into the atmosphere, which is why we owe every breath we take to these green chefs. On a broader scale, photosynthesis isn't just about a plant's survival. It plays a crucial role in the Earth's carbon cycle, helping to balance our planet's atmosphere and climate. So the next time you see a plant basking in the sunlight, remember, it's not just sunbathing. It's cooking up a feast of energy, contributing to the air we breathe, and playing a vital role in maintaining life on Earth. Sunlight isn't just a source of light for plants, it's their life force. Knowing how much sunlight your space receives is crucial for plant health. It's like understanding the weather before you step out of your house. You wouldn't want to go out without an umbrella on a rainy day, right? Similarly, recognizing the sunlit areas in your home can go a long way in ensuring your plants thrive. One way to assess sunlight in your space is by observing the path of sunlight through your windows. This can be done simply by noting down the times when the sunlight directly hits different areas of your space. You could do this over a day, or even better, over a week. To get a comprehensive understanding of the sun's trajectory, you'll notice that some areas get a full blast of morning sunlight while others bask in the soft afternoon glow. Some spots might be bathed in light throughout the day, while others may be in perpetual shade. This exercise will help you map the sunlight zones of your space. Remember, the quantity, quality, and duration of sunlight can greatly impact the health of your plants. Another method to track sunlight is by using a sun calculator or a light meter. These tools measure the light intensity in your space, giving you a more precise reading. They can be particularly helpful if you're planning on growing plants with specific light requirements. Now, what if you live in a space with limited natural light? Well, don't fret. Even low light can be a boon for certain plants. There are numerous species that thrive in shade or indirect light. So even if your space doesn't get a lot of sunlight, it doesn't mean you can't have a green corner. In summary, understanding the light conditions of your space is like learning the language of your plants. It helps you know where your plants will be happiest and healthiest. So take some time, observe the light, and make note of the sunny and shady spots in your space. Assessing your space will help you choose the right plants and find their perfect spot. After all, the right amount of sunlight can be the difference between a thriving plant and a withering one. So let's find that perfect spot for your green friends. Different plants have different sunlight needs. Quite like us humans, some plants love basking in the full glory of the sun, while others prefer a more shaded existence. This difference in sunlight preference predominantly depends on the plant's natural habitat. Let's start with the sun worshippers. These are typically plants originating from arid or tropical climates where sunlight is abundant. Cacti, succulents, and many flowering plants such as roses, marigolds, and sunflowers fall into this category. They thrive in direct sunlight for at least 6 hours a day. Remember, these sun-loving plants can withstand intense light, but they still need a break. So ensure they have some shade during the hottest part of the day. On the other side of the spectrum, we have shade-loving plants. These are often from forest undergrowth or heavily canopied areas where sunlight is filtered through layers of leaves. Ferns, ivies, and certain types of orchids are a few examples. These plants do best in indirect light or partial shade and can get scorched if exposed to too much direct sunlight. Then we have the in-betweeners, the partial sun or partial shade plants. These are the ones that need a balance of sun and shade throughout the day. A good example is the popular houseplant, the Monstera deliciosa. It likes bright, indirect light and can handle short periods of direct sun. Of course, these categories are just a starting point. Each plant species has its own unique needs, and even individual plants within a species can show variation. For instance, a plant that's been acclimatized to less light may struggle if moved suddenly into full sun. The trick is to observe your plants. Are the leaves yellowing or getting scorched? It might be getting too much sun. Is the plant leaning towards the light or showing leggy growth? It might be craving more sunlight. Remember, plants communicate their needs in ways that might not always be obvious. So keep an eye on them, and don't be afraid to make adjustments as you learn more about your plant's preferences. Knowing your plant's sunlight needs can help it thrive. It's all about finding that perfect balance of light to help your green friends flourish. Arranging your plants according to their sunlight needs can make a big difference. Sunlight is the lifeblood of plants, fueling their growth and development. Just as we humans thrive in environments that suit our needs, plants flourish when given the right amount of light. But how can we ensure our plants are getting just what they need? It's all about placement. You see, the location of your plant can dramatically impact its health. Plants placed in areas with insufficient light often exhibit slow growth, while those exposed to too much sun may show signs of scorching. Therefore, understanding your plant's sunlight requirements is key to their survival and growth. Now let's dive into some practical tips on arranging your plants. First off, observe your space at different times of the day. Notice how the sunlight shifts and which areas remain brightly lit for most of the day. These are prime spots for sun-loving plants. Conversely, areas with indirect or filtered light are better suited for shade-tolerant species. Next, consider the plant's height. Taller plants can cast shadows on smaller ones, depriving them of essential light. So it's a good idea to arrange taller plants towards the back or sides of your space and keep the smaller ones in front. Now let's talk about rotation. Plants naturally lean towards the light source, leading to uneven growth. To prevent this, try rotating your plants every couple of weeks to ensure all sides receive equal amounts of light. Lastly, don't be afraid to experiment. If a plant seems unhappy in its current spot, try moving it to a different location. You might be surprised at how a simple change of scenery can perk up a plant. And remember, it's not just about survival but also about thriving. A plant that receives the right amount of light will not only live but will grow and bloom, bringing joy to its caretaker and beauty to its surroundings. A little rearrangement can go a long way. So, take some time to consider where your plants would be happiest. With a bit of thought and care, you can create an environment where your plants thrive and you enjoy the benefits of a green, healthy indoor garden. Sometimes you need to get creative with your light solutions. When sunlight doesn't quite reach your leafy friends, it's time to roll up your sleeves and make a little magic happen. Let's dive into some do-it-yourself solutions that can brighten up your plant's day. First up, mirrors. Yes, those shiny surfaces aren't just for admiring your own reflection. Positioned correctly, mirrors can reflect sunlight onto your plants, giving them that extra dose of light they crave. It's like having a mini sun indoors. Next up, foil. A bit of aluminum foil can work wonders. Attach some to a piece of cardboard and place it behind your plant. This acts as a reflector, bouncing light back onto your plant. It's simple, cost-effective, and can make a world of difference to your green friends. Now, if you're really serious about your plant's sunlight needs, consider investing in LED grow lights. These artificial lights mimic the sun's spectrum, providing your plants with the light they need to photosynthesize no matter what time it is. Whether it's a grow light bulb for a single plant or an LED panel for a mini indoor garden, this solution can turn any corner of your home into a tropical paradise. Remember, these light solutions are not replacements for natural sunlight, but rather supplements. They'll help your plants get through those darker days and keep them looking their best. Your plants will thank you for the extra light. Finding the perfect spot for your plants is a journey. It's a dance of light and life, a symphony of green and gold. It's about understanding the natural rhythms of the sun and how they imbue your plants with energy and vitality. And when you find that sweet spot, the transformation can be astounding. The leaves grow lush and vibrant, the blooms burst into a riot of colors. Find the perfect spot for your plants and watch them thrive. Join us next time for more gardening tips.